All right, welcome back to Arena the Contest here. It's actually, you know what? I need to modify this. Welcome back to Tanares RPG. So tonight we're going to be covering the Tanares RPG Kickstarter draft page, as well as the massive giveaway that is going on right now. And we'll do a little discussion on what's been happening this week, and then we'll kind of finish it up. So I expect us to still have quite a bit here. Feel free to discuss with us how you feel about what information has come out and what we're talking about. No problem there. Just let us know, and we'll try to get to you. So we also got Code here and Tyson.
Yo.
All right, let's just jump into it here. So on my screen, you're already seeing the draft page. I do have it in the description, so if you haven't already been aware of the location of the draft page, you can go to the link there now and check it out for yourself. I'm actually not going to click this fancy little button here because it'll play the trailer that we've already seen. I don't think that there's anything different there. It's the same one that we covered quite extensively and analyzed last week. So we will move on to the new information. So I'm going to do a quick pass and then on the pledge levels, and then we'll go back into the items. So pledge levels, we have the pledge level $5 Tanarian add-on pass. Basically, this will get you into the pledge manager with a $5 credit. This will allow to those people that don't really want to commit to, a full set of items or pay a lot of money right now, but to pay it later in the Kickstarter pledge manager, which, timing wise will be somewhere September, October. They have written October here, so should be somewhere in there, and we'll kind of see once the whole campaign ends, they'll let us know exactly when that is. Moving on at the $30 price point, we have one digital book that will give you one of these new books we're about to see here. You know what? I don't know. Maybe we should go over the items, then go over the pledge levels first, because it really makes more sense that way.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just go back right here. Day one, first 24 hours, you pledge either the Essential Kit, the Miniatures and Cards, or the Super Kit pledge. You will get the Golden Dragon free. Launch date is August 31st at 1500 UTC, which is 10 a.m. at least my time, which is Central time, so it could be slightly different for you, whatever your time zone is, but you get this a gigantic dragon. You see in this picture here, Code, you had a much better picture. I noticed, I think they took that one down, right? That you posted in Discord?
Yeah, they took it down, but I was able to snipe it before they took it away.
I mean, even this picture doesn't really do it justice. The picture that Code showed us was of like the actual miniature, and then there was the black dragon right next to it, and he almost looked like small, right?
Like, it was like, hi, I'm really short and you're really tall.
Yeah, yeah. He looked really small. So this thing is still, just to clarify too, because they have a couple pieces of information that's a little confusing, or mentions like gigantic miniature. It's extremely tall, and it's kind of wide and overhangs, as you'll see down here around the base. You'll see the flames are kind of like hanging out the side, but that base is still the exact same size base as the other dragons in the game, and that's important because if you want to be able to use the golden dragon for like boss versus boss, or playing him like in the campaign, you kind of need something that's a little more manageable. The elder dragon here, he's got even a larger size base here. We talked about this multiple times before, but bring it up again. It's even a larger base than that, but size-wise, he's actually taller than the Elder Dragon, just not the base isn't quite as wide. So we'll probably get more information as we're going along in the campaign. The box includes the boss pad and 4 attack cards to play the Dragon Collections boss versus boss game mode. All the pieces to play him in Tanares Adventures will already be included. I'm already expecting for Tanaris Adventures, but for Arena the Contest, there's already items to play the Golden Dragon in that mode already. So it already exists, and it'll be coming to people that have first wave and second wave from the Tanaris Adventures campaign. Okay, the next one here we talked about before, this solo mode. Really exciting stuff. I'm not sure if there's really much new information from this. Basically just says booklet, 300 plus cards, allow you to experience the entirety of the adventure without a GM. And then basically I think all this stuff is so it requires the digital or hard copy adventures in the realm of madness, which is the narrative. So I think that's all basically the same information we had before. Now we actually have the information about the books. Okay, so there's a couple pieces of information I want to make real clear so everyone is on the same page. One, this is a draft page. What that means is Dragori is still in the process of updating this page. In fact, just an example, probably about an hour ago, they added the scenario pack, which was only then even mentioned probably about 6 hours before that, and this is on Friday. So, and this whole draft page came out 2 days prior to that. So things are in constant flux. Even the pledge levels and prices are changing. So don't get super hung up on like pricing and what's in what pledge yet and all that stuff, because things are still being modified. Definitely give your feedback. You'll see here that there's this feedback section where you can talk about how you feel about the pledge or the campaign so far. Make sure to do that, but try to keep yourself in perspective that it's not finished yet. More changes to come. So we'll get there when we get there. The other thing I wanted to make sure to remind everyone is this is, like we said, Tanares RPG. This is a role-playing game focused campaign. Yes, there will be elements for board game, but this is primarily focused on the role-playing game and how you use it in 5e. So there will be stretch goals that will include both items, but I wouldn't expect the same level of stretch goal rewards that we saw in Tanaris Adventures, for example, where there was a lot of additional cards, there was a lot of additional miniatures, those kind of things. I would expect less of that kind of stuff in this campaign. I'm not sure everything that we'll see yet, but that's just personally what I'm expecting from this. So make sure to try not to get too upset that there's not a ton of board game stuff in there, because it's not a board game focused campaign. All right. So back to the books here. Campaign source book. We talked about this one last week. Lots of artwork, production value, resources, world building type stuff, monsters, and then rules for interesting travel through time, space. Great stuff here. You can check out the sample there. Clicking that. Next up is the player's guide to Teneris. The player's guide here will have those new classes. Has interesting rules for the aerial combat, PvP for role playing, which we talked about some last week. Talk about subclasses that are coming, spells, items, backgrounds, feats, all that stuff that you need for character creation. That'll be this book. You even got some character sheets and pre-generated characters. Check out the sample on this. All the samples, by the way, are the same samples that we've referred to in previous videos. Same kind of stuff's coming. Okay, next up, Adventure in the Realms of Madness. Talked about this as well. This is the narrative campaign going from level 3 to level 12. There's a lot of different things going on. Treasure hunt, murder investigation, prison escape. There's like a trial. There's time travel or something, plot twists, all kinds of craziness. Um, we're hoping to do, I think I mentioned this before, to do the sample content version of this, of the Adventures in the Realm of Madness during the Kickstarter. I don't have a date yet, but hopefully we'll get that figured out soon and give you time if you guys want to be able to watch it and let you know who will be playing. All right. So that we've all talked about before. Another sample, races, and more. All right. So let's see. Yeah, this is just the disclaimer. All right. Dragonblade. We knew one of the classes there. We got Gaknak, Taishin's big guy there.
Yeah.
You'll notice that they do like a male and female version of each class there to kind of give you information. So these pictures we've actually seen before. The Madwalker, I'm pretty sure the picture on the left here, we haven't seen yet.
No, we have not.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So he looks even more twisted than the girl on the right because he's got like the eyes and the chest and the shoulder and stuff like that.
And the claws.
Oh well, yeah. She's got the claws too. I think this picture's a little bit cut off because if you see like the picture in the book, you can see it. She has claws too.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Elementalists. This picture on the right is definitely a new one. Looks awesome. It kind of reminds me of Zund a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're breaking up a little, Code.
Yeah, it does remind me of Zun. Is that better?
Yeah. Very
Like if Zund was a waterbender.
yeah. Oh, yeah, that'll be another section we'll get into. Then we got the Redeemer. This picture on the right, pretty sure is a new one, or maybe if we've seen it, I think Code, you might have lifted this off of somewhere else at some point.
Yeah, she looks like the sorcerer's picture that we've seen, maybe more updated and more detail to it than what was previously saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a long time
Yeah.
ago.
Oh, it was
I
a long
remember
time
that.
ago we saw that.
Yeah.
All right, going down to the races, we got the Tamaku, which we talked about last week. Saw the one on the left before. This is a new picture on the right. The female version looks like she's got some kind of like spiritual snake. Looks fun. We got the Gloomfolk here. I think both of these pictures we might have seen before, but the new one, for some reason, I don't remember as much, so maybe it's a new one as well. They look like they're kind of like scorpion / people. Do they lay eggs? Should I ask that? How does that work?
We don't talk about that.
Yeah, we'll save that for another stream, guys. All right, then going down the Surus.
Taurus?
They look like kind of like blue people, I guess.
With wings?
Yeah, it says. Well, they have like, what is that? Is that hair or is that wings? Like, what's with the tassel things?
The tassels are just tassels, I think.
Yeah. We do know that they get wings, which we'll see actually here pretty soon. So they're kind of like, what's it say? Communities live high in the mountains where the land touches the sky. Fly freely with wings that fully develop at level 9 and wisely use your voice-related powers and suggestions. Inheriting both angelic and demonic features, you may have centuries to find your place and purpose in the world. So, actually, speaking of that, one quick little tangent. I am currently working on a lore video, and it is going to cover some of this kind of stuff, but it's not specifically this race. I'm hoping to get this done this next week, but it's kind of like more long and intensive because I got to get a lot of artwork and write out like a script for it. So, hopefully be worth it by the end here. All right, then we got the Kemet. They kind of look like basically like a dark elf or something, right?
That's what I thought.
Yeah. deeply tied to portals and the study of death and the occult. Part of this species is actually an elven subspecies, while another branch lost its former Fey ancestry and became an entirely new species. Enjoy a unique relationship with your soul and unleash new traits after first level with unique undying chemet. Oh, okay. Interesting. Subclasses, they actually don't even have any information for yet. They're going to talk about that later. We do know that there's, I think it's the domain of courage is the one that's listed in the sample. So that's for the cleric class from the original, from the basic version of the game. So you can see it probably, yeah, in the sample if you want to see a little bit about that. All right, let's move on to the pledge tiers. So we've got the one digital book. Important to remember is that this is one of any three of the books. So you got the source book, player's guide, or the Adventures in the Realm of Madness. You'll pick one of them, and you'll receive that digital version of the book for $30. Going on to the hardcover book plus PDF, so you get the electronic and the hardcover version of one of the books for $50. So, and remember, you'll have to probably, you would have to pay shipping on top of this, right? Because you're going to receive a physical product. The next one is the all digital book files. So you get all three books as digital copies. So you'll have all of the RPG content. If you don't care about any of the miniatures or having the little class stuff or anything for the board games, and you just want the digital version, this is what you should get. Then the essential kit is probably the one a lot of people might get, especially if you're more interested in just the role-playing game aspect. So we got the hard slip case with illustrated interior. If we saw our video from last week, I specifically made a big deal about this because it looks so cool, looking into a dungeon inside of the book or the slip case. So I'm pretty excited for that. You get the Game Master screen here. Then you get all three source books and their electronic versions. You get the double-sided map, which we talked about last week. You get the map of Teneris, and then on the other side is of the capital, the Imperial capital. And then you get the classes pack for free. So what that means is these are the 4 classes that come in this RPG. You get the Dragonblade miniature, the Madwalker, the Elementalist, and the Redeemer. And then you'll get the hero pads and attack cards for those characters as well. So you can use these characters in Arena of the Contest or Tanares Adventures. So you still have, even if you're more focused on the RPG side, you'll still have some elements here to be able to play with these miniatures in the board game. And then, of course, the Golden Dragon here will come with it. It is also, of course, free day one. All right, move into the next pledge. Okay, let's talk about this real quick. So previously, this one did not exist. It only exists because a lot of people made a comment about wanting just board game content. They didn't want to do anything related to the RPG. They just wanted all the board game elements so that way they could have everything for Teneris and Arena of the Contest. This is your pledge. I hate the name. I don't know about you guys. I wish this was like a more obvious name, like the board gamers like pledge or something. But yeah, it's currently called the Miniatures and Cards. So what that comes with is the character pack, which we haven't talked about yet, the mystical pack, we haven't talked about, the villain pack we haven't talked about, the scenario pack, which is new and we haven't talked about, and the class pack, which is the one that we just talked about, and that is of those 4 classes that were just mentioned, and then we have the Golden Dragon will be included, and then of course free for day one. This is also a new development as well. Previously, this pledge was not going to include the Golden Dragon as a free add-on. You would had to get an RPG pledge. Jagoria has now looks like, and I said this is draft, anything can change. This looks like they've reversed course now, and now you can get this Golden Dragon free if you get this pledge level. And the price did get moved up. I think it was listed at 160 before, and now it's up to 179. So it went up about almost 19. It went up $19 there.
Yeah, but they added scenario pack for $49, I think.
The which one for 49?
Scenario pack.
Yes. Yeah.
So they, let's say, removed the Golden Dragon from the price, but added scenario pack, which increased the total cost.
Yep. So it's it's a little bit of a trade-off there, but we'll get more into that pack coming up. So the super kit, this is basically pretty much the all-inclusive pledge level that I don't want to say all in, because generally most Kickstarters try to hold that term for the very end, because a lot of Kickstarter campaigns will include other add-ons and other things that'll pop up during the campaign, and then they put those into the all-in pledge by the end. So this is pretty much the max you can get from a pledge level standpoint. So we have the super kit, which includes the mystical pack, which does have the penumbral dragon in here. We got the greed, the anger, penumbral fear, Hiradrin, the penumbral druid, Sarah the seer, and Zalir the scholar. So a lot of additional miniatures here, and then looks like, so what it says is, it talks about the penumbral plane, and then it says face alternate enemies and quest from Tanares Adventures with 3 villain cards and play with or against the powerful huge penumbral dragon on Dragon Collection's boss versus boss mode, as the box comes with new boss pad and 4 attack cards. So it mentions 3 villain cards, which makes me think it's these 3 characters here. So other than miniatures, so far it seems like they're not coming with anything else in terms of like playable characters, but that could change. We'll see.
I was wondering when Sarah the Seer would make an appearance, because she's on the back of the Fate card.
Yeah, it's
in
true.
Arena of the Contest.
Yep, she is definitely a character from the original artwork of the game. Although she doesn't actually, I think, play anything into the campaign, right?
Nope, and didn't know her name until this came up.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Nailed it.
So there was a question about the other classes and what archetypes that they fell into. I believe they're all were they crossovers, or were they specific into each one? Or not crossovers.
Dual class.
They're all dual.
Yeah, they're all dual.
Yeah, I was pretty sure they were all dual class. I don't remember which one is exactly which right now, but
the only one I know for sure is Gagnak as a tank brute.
Okay, yeah, so the Dragonblade will be a tank brute type there. So all of them will be a mix of classes, which we still haven't even seen exactly an example of that yet either.
Yeah, the only thing we know for sure is that they'll have the base stats, like the health, defense, attack, range, speed of a certain class, and the passive of the other class.
Yeah.
And then we're not sure what they're like, how they balance the attacks with, damage versus defense or anything like that.
Yeah. So we'll have to see how that works here eventually. Next up is the villain pack. So we have Cordal, the miniature here. He is the boss from the Lava Citadel map in Arena of the Contest. We have Gazini, the vampire, who is a boss in the second quest. We have the Skeleton Lord, who is, I think he's a boss in Arena of the Contest, one of the missions there as well. I know the Ghost Lord is one too. That's one of the hardest missions. He definitely is one there. Originally, these were switched. Looks like they got that fixed. Then we have the Shield Golem and the Ebaton zombie, which I don't think either of these are specific. Actually, the Ebaton might be the boss character for, I think it's called Zombie City is the name of the quest. So I think he's the boss character for that. So it mentions in here, find 6 of them in this pack, which comes with 5 Overlord cards containing instructions, abilities, and stats related to missions from Arena of the Contest Epic Campaign. So, like I mentioned, for sure, probably these 5 that I just was talking about are those ones. Shield Golem, he'll probably get a play in Tanares Adventures, but I don't know exactly what they mean by these Overlord cards, because the stats are already written in the quest book of Arena of the Contest. So I'm not sure what they're planning to include with that as well. Maybe it's just separate or something. Mainly
Unless
the
it's
thing.
unless it's the errata for the Overlord perks just printed out on each card.
I mean, I guess yeah, but it says containing instructions, abilities, and stats. I'm thinking it's, so one of the things that they talked about with Tanares Adventures was that they were going to, I think, make bad guy cards basically, instead of just having it in the quest book. And I think that's essentially they're trying to like convert Arena of the Contest to sort of have that a little bit by this villain pack. Um, but it's hard. This is just me speculating. I don't know if that's actually true.
I know that as a community, we've kind of asked, well, one, finally, that we have like designated miniatures for like the main villains like Cordal and Gazzini and stuff. Like we've been asking for that for a while, and so
Oh
it's
yeah.
exciting to see it come in here. But it would be really cool to see them as like playable.
Yeah.
Where they're like, they're special, like the Faceless Emperor, and you're able to like bring them into a PvP scenario. So I'm hoping that that's also what that is too.
I mean, honestly, I'd almost rather see these. So from the Tanaris Adventures campaign, they said that they were making the Sniper, Sentinel, Warlord, and Soldier all their own unique heroes. I honestly almost wish that these guys were getting it rather than those miniatures. Like if I had the choice, because these are like beautiful and these are actually very special like characters in the story and lore of the game. And the other ones are just like bad guys, right? They're generic. That's the whole point of them.
Yep.
So it'd be way more exciting to see like an actual like hero pad or something, for these guys, I guess, than the other ones. But anyway, so that's what's coming in the villain pack. Next up is the character pack. Yes, there's a lot of packs. All right, we talked here about the Cuirass. They have detachable wings, so you can attach wings. This sounds like it's going to be really good for painting. As well as representative of your character while you're playing D&D. Then we got the Taimaku character. Looks like it's an old man version there. We got, oh god, Kelnya?
A wizard.
A wizard, elementalist type character. We have the Kemet race. So there's a female character there. We got the Gloomfolk, which is that scorpion type race. And then we got Mbolo, which actually is a character that is in the sample. They actually do refer to that here. I think at least this character here, Kelana, is also a character that's specifically written in the sample. which they mention there. It says the box also comes with 4 new item cards for Tanares Adventures that represents each race's signature equipment. And there is 4 specific races here. So they're probably referring to that. If these 2 characters, okay, I guess I should just throw this out as a discussion since we're here. So Dragori has been trying to talk about what the stretch goals would entail. Well, one of the things that's been brought up is that they would make the character pack or the different packs, expand those, so it won't be tied to just adding a bunch of new things, but to expand on the items that are already presented. So my guess then was if they would do that, then maybe those bad guys could get some more, but more likely like Mbolo here or Kellyanna, maybe they get added to the game as heroes. That could be a possibility.
Yes, please.
I know, right?
More than likely, but not definite.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to see this guy with these giant wings in there. That'd be awesome. I mean, he'd be in good company with Askren and Zafara. All right, so let's move on to the newest item now that just came out about an hour ago, is the Tanaris Scenario Pack. So for anyone that has been following any of the Arena of the Contest or Tanaris Adventure campaign, one of the things that people did ask multiple times for was terrain. People loved the walls and switches and all the stuff that came in the Heroes and Dungeons box, and then of course wanted just a terrain type of focus thing in Tanaris Adventures. It never happened. Some people were kind of disappointed. Looks like now this is we're getting our opportunity here to get those items. So you'll get a bunch of these different things. It says dozens of quests from Tanaris Adventures use these barricade tiles and their combat dynamics, which movement is blocked but range attacks are not. Used to represent ruins, destruction, protection to trenches or even walls. These different sculpts with varied sizes are followed by miniatures of pedestals and items. Key, grappling hook, rope, tomb, torch. Reduce the number of tokens in Tanaris Adventures, build even more battlefields in Arena of the Contest, and find more significant immersion in RPG sessions. So if you like really building out your map when you're playing role-playing, or maybe just even want to throw some stuff into custom maps for Arena, or looks like it will be used officially in the game, this be good for that. It doesn't look like there's really a lot of additional content in terms of like special cards or anything else. Looks like you're mostly just paying for miniatures here. So that is the scenario pack. And then we talked here about these items. Remember, this is the Super Kit pledge. So these are the other items that we've already covered. And that is that is it for that pledge. Now we're going to go on to the add-ons where you can individually buy these add-ons. So you could go at any of the pledge levels and add more onto your pledge if you want that. This has already been updated after it was already added. So there's a ton of stuff in here. Just as a note, it only covers those last 3 pledges that we were talking about. So the Super Kit, the miniatures and cards, and Essential Kit. So that Essential Kit, mostly RPG type focus stuff, minus the Class Pass pack, which you'll notice, right, they have here, these are the miniature related items, and then up here the book related items. So Essential Kit, basically just focused on RPG elements, miniature and cards, all the stuff for board gamers. And then the Super Kit, pretty much the mix of everything. The one thing that's not included in any of the pledge levels there, there's a couple little things here, but one of the big things is that the solo mode for the RPG is not included in any of those. So you have to add this to whatever pledge you get. I don't know if they're going to change that in the future or not, or they'll just keep that the same. But so let's see. There's a question: scenery pack or scenario pack? I don't know. In my opinion, it sounds like it's the same thing. I guess in Arena of the Contest or Tanares Adventures, or at least Tanares Adventures, it actually has a reason, like it's going to be used as a game component, but everything else is mostly just cosmetic. And just in general, a lot of the board game stuff, with exception of the class pack, these other items, they add a little bit, right? We discussed this, but they add a little bit to the board game. But really, the biggest thing is that class pack. If you're really wanting to maximize, whatever you're going to get, and you don't want to spend a lot of money, make sure to get that class pack, because that one's going to add that four new heroes to your game. That, at least for sure, we know now. We'll do another video covering all this way later, but. And then on this right side, it will help you try to decide what is actual role-playing content versus board game content. The only other item that we did not discuss, and they don't have listed as a separate add-on, is the painted type stuff. So you can buy the painted Golden Dragon. So you get the Golden Dragon. This is assume you're not a day one. You're buying it separately after, if you've missed the opportunity, for $58 to get that miniature and it painted. Seems pretty steep to me. I don't know about you guys.
It's a little steep. I think even someone mentioned in the chat that, they're assuming that a Penumbral Dragon painted option will appear, so, maybe that $29 goes a little further, but we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, there might be more information that's coming for this. But we'll have to see what else will come out. Then Dragon Collection, which we'll get down to later. It's just the same Dragon Collection from the Tanares Adventures campaign that we already know about, but it's not attached to an add-on because it's technically old content. So we don't want to include a bunch of old content that you already have possibly purchased into these pledge levels, so you're going to have to add that one on if you don't already have it. And then if you want the painted version, so that's all, I think it's 5 dragons, right?
Yeah, and the Dragon Queen.
Yep.
Oh yeah, correct. Yeah, the 5 dragons and the Dragon Queen will be $169, all of those painted. Seems like it's decent. You're not going to be getting like a high level paint job or anything like that, but it's machine painted. It's not by hand, that's for sure. There was also a question too about the Penumbral Dragon painted option. That's probably looking like a pretty good chance. It's not official yet, but that's my guess, is that one's probably going to get that as an option as well. Because I mean, heck, if they're going to offer all the other dragons getting painted, and then they add this new dragon, and they even add the option for like the gold dragon to get painted, they got to offer the Penumbral Dragon the option to get painted too. I mean, that's at least my belief on it. I'd be very surprised if they didn't. All right, so Golden Dragon, if you want to add it on either as an extra or if you miss the first 24 hours. Character pack, so $29 for the first one. Character pack, $29 here. This is those races and then those 2 unique characters with item cards. Classes pack, the 4 heroes with their hero pads and attack cards. Definitely get this one if you're really interested in the board game aspect. I would not want to miss that one. Villain pack. This one says it's 5 Overlord cards. It's kind of unsure exactly what's coming. So this one is probably one of them. It's very cosmetic. But it does add some board game elements. The map and screen. Definitely just, fluff. If you want the Game Master screen specifically, and you didn't get one of those higher level pledges. And then, of course, the map. And, of course, we talked about the solo mode. The Mystical Pack, this is the one with the Penumbral Dragon and then those characters and enemies. So there's a little bit tie into the board game there, but you're getting mostly miniatures for this. And then the Scenario Pack, which is solely miniatures, $49, so it's a little bit higher price than some of the other items. Like I guess this Mystical Pack's $49 too, but you are getting a huge size dragon miniature with that. And then Dragon Collection, we know plenty about that. If you've watched any of the other videos, I can show you a lot about that. You can see the unboxing video. Stretch goals, this is where we're going to start. Looks like they're doing a very similar style that they did for Tanares Adventures, of this kind of story timeline thing, which is probably actually more fitting than what they did for Tanares Adventures, because this is a role-playing game Kickstarter. And then social media stuff. We got some reviews down here. Other information. I see. This is like the King of Average video. It's kind of funny that they have this. I'm curious where this is going to go. Oh, okay. Oh, it's the King of Average top 10 board game Kickstarters of all time. We've actually talked about this in other videos. If you haven't seen it, check it out. There's a pretty good chance they say some good things about it. And last section here is basically the section explaining to you how to be notified for launch. This will obviously kind of change once it goes live, and that won't be there. Their information for why you want to kickstart, very similar to ones that they've had before. All right, production timeline. This one's the one that's probably going to make a little people maybe potentially angry. So under September here, so you see all the products that they have. So Arena of the Contest, Dragon Collection, Tanares Adventures, and then the Tanares RPG is on the left. All these items on the right, it says September all fulfilled, first wave fulfilled. I mean, this is in the future, so it's theoretically possible. It's not done yet. I could see some people being angry about this when this launches, because it's going to launch August 31st, and basically they're hoping that this is the case. So it's a bit, I don't know. In my opinion, it's a bit forward to be saying all fulfilled, all good.
Well, they have all of September to get it fulfilled.
They do.
So.
They do. I mean, it's all very true, but I can see this.
It's just a little bit misleading.
Yeah, exactly. Because it isn't fulfilled yet, right? It's hopefully going to be fulfilled by that point. And then October, Kickstarter ends. You'll notice that the Tanares Adventures is still in the final stages of development. Pledge Manager opens in November. So it's actually interesting. I've asked Dragori multiple times when the Tanares RPG ends. I've gotten a few different answers from where this was going to be like a 2-week campaign, and then a 3-week campaign, and then a 4-week campaign, but ending before the end of September. But this production timeline now says November. October. So, we'll see what actually happens once we get there. And then November, they say Pledge Manager opens. Obviously, that does not match with what we saw at the top here with the Tanarin add-on pass, where it talks about estimated delivery. I mean, you're not really getting delivered anything, right? So the only thing that's getting delivered is the Pledge Manager. So that's kind of a little mismatch there. I'd be kind of curious to know why exactly they put that, but
right now, it looks like it will run through whole September.
Yeah. Through September?
Yeah, whole September. And you look at the top of the page, it says 47 days to go. And we start on 31
47
August, so
days. So you counted them all out, huh?
yeah.
Yeah.
This is how hardcore our community is, everyone.
They do math.
They
And
do
counting.
math. It's a very dangerous group we have here that does math. All right, back to the timeline. Let's see if there's any other questions. Yep, 249. That's a pretty big one there. I was hoping to get some minis before buying more, but I would also understand with the state of the world. Yeah, unfortunately, it still hasn't actually arrived yet. I actually expected that by now, like this week, that we would have gotten something, but I mean, there's not much time left. People got to start receiving next week, otherwise there's not going to be enough time for anyone else to finish before the pledge manager for Tanares Adventures closes. And
Yep.
then I'm Northeast US, still haven't heard anything. Yeah. Yep. So we're all still waiting, unfortunately. All right. So proofreading November, December pledge manager closes, so it looks like it'll be open for about a month, and then mini mass production in December, print order graphic components in January, and then February packaging of the Chinese New Year. I mean, we've talked about this. I mean, back in January, we talked about this, that basically not much of anything gets done for the entire month of February. So even this like packaging of stuff in Chinese New Year, I don't expect like pretty much anything to get done there. So I think like that's more likely to happen in March, in my opinion. But that's the official word for now. Then they say March fulfillment begins. Fulfillment meaning it's loading onto a ship and it's going places. So Wave 2 for Tanares Adventures and RPG will be together. They've talked about before of there being a discount if you are doing that. If you were a part of the last campaign and this one. It's unsure if that's still going to be the case considering how much of a hit that they took just trying to get the Wave 1 items. I expect that they would still hold to their word that there's at least something, but it may not be as much as everyone was hoping it would be. But we'll have to wait and see what that is. And then all fulfilled April and May. Like I said, I mean, that's why they did 2 months here, because I think they're already starting to lean on the idea that it probably won't be till May at the earliest. But we'll just have to see. And then fulfillment. They talk about being friendly for these different countries in terms of VAT taxes and all that kind of stuff. It says that we're quoting all costs along the chain to provide you with the most up-to-date, lowest estimates. Please come back on August 31st. So they still don't even have everything written out yet, but we'll get there when we get there. And then all the other stuff is the boiler nameplate type stuff. I guess the biggest thing here is so refunds, very similar scheme to what it was before, where you only have so much time to try to get a refund for the RPG. If you do both, you don't then get like another chance to refund your Tanares Adventures stuff, so don't expect that. Translations, this is probably one of the biggest things. We're working to find the right publishing partner to make it so that our product is found wherever you currently purchase your RPG books in many regions and languages possible. For the Kickstarter, we're currently offering most rewards in English and other languages, if any, will be announced in the Kickstarter updates. So basically, it's only offered in English unless they say something differently. So that's unfortunate for people that, are hoping that there's only going to be like another language, but it could change, so don't get your hopes up just yet. But not looking super awesome right now, I'd say. And yeah, then all the other lots of awesome boilerplate stuff there. Okay, so that is the draft page. We've covered this pretty extensively, 50 minutes in. What do you guys think?
My poor wallet.
Yeah, I got to explain to my wife why I need the super kit.
Yeah. She's gonna be like, how much did you spend on this board game already? And
See,
Taishin's gonna
just
say, well,
No.
are we talking about the collector's pledge from the first campaign or just this last one?
the problem is like don't ask questions unless you want your feelings hurt. So
True. Yeah, looks like it'll still be pretty heavy, which of course a lot of people have already been hitting them up in the feedback section about the cost. It seems like they're bundling more things in, and it already seems like why they're mentioning the stuff about the stretch goals to like improve these packs to try to give each of them more value than what they're currently at, because a lot of them are basically just kind of miniatures currently, so it doesn't seem like super intriguing to get something that's just like $50 and it's 6 miniatures or something.
Yeah, I think the stretch goals are gonna make you pick a better pledge. I think just kind of.
Yeah.
Dragori's always had really good stretch goals though, and
Yeah.
obtainable stretch goals.
Yeah. So, and actually, somebody else noticed this before. They noticed that there's these purple and like kind of like bluish translucent type dice. So there's a possibility that'll be added as like another add-on either before this draft page is finished, or maybe as an item during the campaign as like a pop up. Hey, let's spend some more money. How about get this? And Code's
That-
gonna be like, but there's no money left in here.
I have to work overtime.
Yeah, they're like, it's okay. You still have a lot of time before you get it.
I think it will be 3 sets because there are 2 green dices, I think. Right
You're
at the
right.
top
There
of
is a
them.
couple green ones there. I didn't even see those ones.
Yeah, they blend into the map.
Try to. No, it doesn't get that
So
much bigger.
probably $29.
Yeah.
One per each
I mean,
box.
there already is like a dice add-on from the last one, so I'm not really sure why you would need more dice. I mean,
Yeah.
well, actually, no,
You
correct.
do know
Yeah,
why.
I do
D20s.
know why. Yes, because they're all D20s versus this one, it's very obvious has other dice that are for a role-playing game. So you got, D4, D4,
4,
D6.
6, 8, 10, 12, and 20.
Exactly. So this will definitely be more specific to that. So that is, I mean, I hate saying confirmed because it's not really confirmed, but it's confirmed.
Confirmed.
It's confirmed. Okay, let's move on to the next point here, which is this huge giveaway here. There is a link if you go to the Dragori page, Dragori Games page on Facebook that has this, and you can log in here. Or you can click any of the links that other people have in Discord. Let me see if I can actually get to it. It may be broken currently. Nope.
Who knows?
Yeah, it's not working. It's okay. So if you go to the Discord, we have a giveaway contest. Basically, if you use any of those links and sign up, that will help those people be able to get more entries. I have 2 whole entries, everyone. I am rolling in entries right now. Anyway, so you have a lot more. Basically, you go in here, you copy this link, and then you give that out to other people, and they can help you get more entries to potentially win this massive prize, which is a complete collection of the official Dungeons and Dragons Beyond or D&D Beyond official 5e books. Then you get the Tanares RPG books. Then you get 3 board games. the magic of this is it's not the ones in these pictures. It's just about any 3 board games you want, which is pretty exciting. There's a whole bunch of terms and conditions in here. In fact, this part here tells you exactly what Dungeons or D&D Beyond books would be in there, and then it talks about this. Basically, you have 300 MSRP dollar limit for each board game that you can pick. So it could be a seller's website or some other commonly used place, and you can tell them, hey, I want this game, and then they'll buy it for you. So basically, this is pretty much worth $900. I mean, if you were to spend up that much, $900 of 3 board games and then the RPG books, and then, I mean, this is a huge package. This is like, I don't know,
Yeah, the
probably
Beyond books
$1,500.
I'm not sure
I'd
if
say the
those
Beyond
are
books
beyond. I'm not sure if those are beyond books or not physical copies.
Oh, you think they're well, let's double check here.
There's nothing said about them being digital.
You're right.
Well, if those are all physical copies, man, that's like $600
That's
or
even
$700
more.
worth of books.
Yep.
You're right. It doesn't specifically say anything about, at least that I see right here, anything about the Beyond version. So, yeah, that's massive. I mean, just that alone, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much the books are normally, but isn't it like, I thought it was like $50 a book or something, $30-$50?
About $50 a book.
Yeah. And there's a lot of books here. Look at this. This is a huge list of books. So, yeah, we're talking about probably like $2,000 maybe of between books, Tanares RPG, and then board games. So,
why do you think I sent this link to all my uncles, my brother, my wife, my dad? I was like, listen, you all have to use my link to sign in because I need to win this.
Yeah. Let's see. So no Kingdom Death Monster, even though it shows the KDM box. I mean, you could probably, I'm sure, like, isn't the base game you could get, and then maybe you could get like one of the because isn't it like a whole bunch of different expansions and everything too? So you could get multiple items.
You won't be able to get Kingdom Death Monster.
Oh man, so KDM base game is 400. So you know what I wonder?
Is
what it, I mean, the thing is, like, how this is written, it sounds like it's kind of a very, like, back and forth. I bet you if you were like, I want $900 worth of KDM, that you could, like, work out at least something within that price point and get, at least the base game and use just that.
By the point of 0.7 in terms of condition, one SKU and 300 MSRP. So I don't think that.
True, but it does say that the choices, sponsor reserves the right to deny at sole discretion any or all the selections for any or no reason, in which case new choice can be made. So it kind of makes me think that you could probably work out something if that was like really, what you wanted to. But yeah, there is official terms for it, which you're generally still going to have to follow. But I mean, it's just Dragori is probably going to be buying this. It's not like you're buying this from another, third party or something. If that was the case, then I'd say, yeah, you're like set.
Mm-hmm. So, I honestly wouldn't stress about it too much until you win.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Let's worry about it once you get that. And if you do, make sure to come back and leave a comment and rub it in all of our faces, okay?
Yeah, and then explain to me how you won and I didn't.
Yeah.
That's what I need to know.
Exactly. All right. And so I guess the one other little point was a lot of people were talking about the cost of the RPG book and how expensive it was. So I thought we'd compare with like this Avatar Kickstarter that's running currently because it's a role-playing game as well. It may not be the best example comparison because it doesn't look like they actually have any miniatures in it. It's mostly books, digital rewards, dice, and some of these whatever the action decks and stuff is.
There are 0 miniatures included with this one.
Yeah, but it's really one of the only other like hot role-playing campaigns going on right now. So starting off, the all PDFs, so all digital rewards, you can get for $20, which I think now I'm not exactly sure what all the digital rewards, if that's just
That's
all
79, I think.
69, I think.
60.
Yeah, let's go back up to the top. It's probably easier to see there. All digital is 69. Now, I'm not exactly sure if that means you can get these books as digital as well, or if that's something separate. Because they mention in the next page about the core book and then all the PDFs. So maybe you just get like the main book of it, and then you get all those other versions as well. So for 50, that's probably closer to. I mean, they're not even really great comparison on that one here. I mean, you could get the one and then that PDF, so it's about 50. So that's a little bit closer, but not exactly the same. Otter, Penguin, all PDFs, core book, physical stretch goals. I mean, their physical stretch goals don't look like it's a lot of things here. This is their 75 price point there. It looks like it comes with like a map. Moving on to the Polar Bear Dog. All PDFs, special cover, core book, all physical. So this one then comes with a special version, special like foil version, I think, or something. I think this
One
is
of
it
two
right here.
options. Yep.
Yeah. So basically, you're getting a fancier book, and then all the stuff you got before, and that's 100. So that's a lot closer price point to the Essential Kit. But the Essential Kit, you're getting, the book, all the hardcover books. You're getting the slipcase. You're getting the master screen. You're getting the maps, and you're getting that pack of those miniatures and heroes that you can use in Tanares Adventures for a little bit more. There, $30 more. And then that's retailer, and then their deluxe, their biggest one here, all PDFs, special cover, core book, dice pack, dice bag, and then physical up to 200. So really, you're just getting a dice pack and bag in addition, and it's $100 more. That seems like a huge bump for dice.
They're special edition dice, though.
Oh, special edition.
Yeah, true story.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I mean, there's nothing to prevent you from getting both of them if that's really what you'd want to do. I just thought we'd get a little perspective and to see kind of like what's popular in terms of RPG Kickstarters right now. Obviously, this one, no miniatures at all. Just books and some dice and some other smaller physical rewards. So the price is a little bit lower, but Tanares Adventures, you're getting a lot more physical type, bigger content like these awesome miniatures and. I don't know if they have pre-made character sheets in the other one.
Not that I saw in the Kickstarter.
Yeah. So you're getting quite a bit of stuff. I don't know if there's 3 books worth of content. I mean, they show some pictures, but they don't look hard covered. Those don't look as majestic. And look at that slipcase, you guys. You can look into it. It's like a dungeon inside of it. What else do you need?
Favorite thing.
All right, cool. Well, anything else you guys wanted to look about or talk about tonight?
I'm going to start a GoFundMe.
Oh,
so if anybody's
good idea.
willing to donate to my
Yeah.
board game collection, I'll
Taishan
go ahead and post that in the comments.
So Taishan is going to need a really good cardboard box to live in. once he spends his savings and his wife kicks him out of their house. So make sure to donate for that. All the links for this and stuff that we've talked about. I didn't link the Avatar stuff. If you want to do that, you can check on Kickstarter, but at least the giveaway and the RPG is linked in the comments. Check it out. Hope you guys like it. Like I mentioned at the beginning, this is a draft page. Things can change, so don't get super set on anything yet. All this could change before we hit the 31st. I did have a countdown. I lost the link. Maybe at some point I can get it back up, but I had a countdown too that would count all the time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure to subscribe, comment, like. All that stuff is really helpful. Thanks for watching tonight. This is a good discussion. There's a lot more to go. A ton of feedback stuff in here. Make sure to throw your comments in there of what you like, what you don't like. And Dragori is reading all of this feedback. So make sure to get your voice heard. And we'll see you at the next one.